how do I describe it? Like, it's like very like stylish and okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so I'm here in Harvard Square, which is pretty close to actually where I live, and I'm doing a review of my favorite vegan restaurants in and around the Boston area today. The reason is actually because I am moving to London, and so I thought that this would be a good time to kind of do like my review and my recap of Boston before I leave it, which is a little bit bittersweet, but I'm also really excited for London. I really can't wait to do more like vlogs for you guys, more travel vlogs. So I'm very excited, and I know that they have a lot of good vegan food there as well. So let me actually go straight to my first one. So my first, in no particular order, number one, Taco Party. So Taco Party is in Somerville, Massachusetts, and it is really like this hole in the wall. I feel like it's a little bit of a cross between kind of like your Mexican hole in the wall mixed with kind of like a retro diner. And when you go inside, I mean, it's kind of quite small, but the colors are actually really amazing. You have this like lime green wall. They also have like a really cool dessert section as well, where there's like, it's behind a glass case, and they have like cookies, they have whoopie pies sometimes. So I really like their desserts, I really like their tacos, but something that I've been getting lately as well is the fried tofu torta, which you guys have to try. If you guys have eaten, let's say, I'd say like a Burger King, maybe chicken sandwich before, sorry about that. I think it tastes almost exactly like it. They do it in like a chorizo style as well. There's like chimichurri tempeh tacos. Sometimes they'll do like a mock fish taco. The price is really not bad. It's Cambridge, Somerville, so it's just really right outside of Boston, and I definitely think that you guys are really going to enjoy it. Okay, so number two is going to be the Vo2 Cafe. Now, I guess you can assume that it's pretty healthy because it is actually located under a yoga studio. So, I mean, obviously that has to be really great, but it's actually one of the first full vegan food places that I went to right after turning vegan. And it's in the Cambridge area, but it's in between Harvard Square and Central Square. And it's also not a really big place. They do a lot of smoothies and a lot of sandwiches, hot and cold. They also have really amazing nachos there. So they have this cheese sauce that they make in-house with, I think it's cashew nuts. And everything is just really like, I feel like it's very clean tasting, probably short of a couple sandwiches. The only issue that I have with the Vo2 Cafe is I think like maybe it's not ventilated too well or something, but smell of kind of like grilling sandwiches sometimes doesn't get circulated too well, so sometimes like it might be good to do a takeout. So number three, I'm gonna actually bring you guys to Veggie Galaxy. So that has to probably be the most famous, probably one of the most famous vegetarian vegan restaurants in and around Boston, and that is located in Central Square. Everybody knows it. I think if you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, you will know of Veggie Galaxy. Inside is just like a 1950s diner, super retro, and I really love the design. They also have a cold case of some amazing cakes as well. Really like the cream pies. Sometimes the cakes can be a little bit on the drier side. The cream pie, and then I think that there's the the Boston cream pie as well, and that's also really good. The cool thing with Veggie Galaxy is that actually every week they have a blue plate special, so they definitely rotate their menu like that, whatever is seasonal. Every Thursday you can check their Twitter or you can check their Instagram, and you are going to get kind of like a new item on the menu. With Veggie Galaxy though, and everybody can really tell you this, it's definitely more diner food. So a lot of the stuff is going to be on, you know, kind of the flat tops. A lot of stuff can be fried. So it's definitely something that you want to indulge in every once in a while. It's definitely not like healthy vegan food, which it's not, sort of like Life Alive. You guys might hear about that one. It's not on my list, but Life Alive is, you know, something that is like much cleaner vegan food down the street. So number four, and I know that I didn't want to put this in any particular order, but My Thai Vegan Cafe in Boston, basically it's kind of in Chinatown, is going to be one of my very favorites. Basically, they've taken, you know, all of these Asian dishes. It can be like traditional Cantonese dishes, traditional Thai dishes, really like anything that you can name on an Asian menu, and they've managed to have a vegan version of it. It's very much close to my channel. The recipes that I make, they have a lot of like vegan meat substitutes. Oh, and best of all is they also have amazing desserts. They have bubble tea there, all vegan bubble tea that I think most of the time is going to be coconut based. Underneath them is also a place called, I think, Chuang's Sandwich, and it's like a sandwich shop. It's a grab and go, so it's just one is upstairs and then one is downstairs. The area, it is kind of like on the off side of Chinatown. I'd say that the building that my Thai vegan cafe is in is like a little bit scary, but it's really some of the best vegan food that I feel like I've had in Boston, and there's just so much on the menu. So if you're in Boston, I would definitely recommend going to the Thai vegan cafe. Okay, so number 5 is going to be By Chloe, and it is a chain that I know is available in Rhode Island. It's available in New York, so a lot of you guys might have heard of it before. It's completely vegan, and they have like pancakes in the morning. They have cookies and brownies and whatnot for dessert. My favorite there is actually the vegan meatball sandwich. It's so good. I think the meatballs are like not hard. They're actually like really soft. They're really well seasoned. A good tip, if you guys don't really like bread, or if you're, I don't know, like gluten sensitive or something, is you can turn any of the sandwiches actually into a salad. So they'll just put it on to a bed of lettuce for you guys. And then the cool thing about By Chloe is that it's very Instagrammable. Like they definitely created the inside to be very clean. They have those basket weave chairs that you can sit on. There's a couple of locations. It's like in Seaport. There's one by Fenway Park. Sometimes the one in the Seaport area, you can actually get their secret lobster roll. So they don't put it on the menu, but it is there sometimes. So if you want to go by and you want to, you know, try out a vegan lobster roll, you know, that's kind of a cool tip for you guys. So number 6, I'm going to have to say, is my all-time favorite, and unfortunately it is nowhere near Boston, but it is in Worcester, Massachusetts. Surprisingly, in Worcester there's a lot of like vegan friendly cuisine, and actually a lot of like the vegetable or the veggie fests happen to be in kind of the convention centers over there. And so that's where I first discovered Belmont Vegetarian, I believe is what it's called. They make their rounds in a lot of the veggie fairs, and if you go to the actual storefront, it looks completely just like a takeout restaurant. There's not much room in there, but man, oh man, is the food good. You have your choice of a medium platter and a large platter, and what they do is it's basically a melange of food. They have like different barbecued meats, they have collard greens, they have mac and cheese, they have Caribbean style rice and beans, they have the rice there. So you get this whole platter of like, it could be like 15 different things in there, and they're all delicious. And I feel like it's delicious because you get a little bit of everything. Like personally, I feel like if I got like, you know, a giant plate of mac and cheese or whatnot, I'm going to actually find that it's a little bit too heavy, it's a little bit too much. But because they have, you know, collard greens sometimes, mac and cheese sometimes, and, you know, like a little bit of the barbecue meat, everything just meshes together so well, and it's so delicious. My favorite, surprisingly, is their beans, is their stewed beans. They do it in this like Caribbean style, and a lot of their food I feel like is influenced from, you know, the Caribbean and also Africa as well. So they have the nicest people. They're a really small vegan restaurant. I love to like go over there and say like, hey, I traveled actually all over from Boston to come and see you guys, and they're always, you know, very receptive, very welcoming, and very nice. So it seems like a really small takeout restaurant, but it's honestly, it's one of my favorites. And Worcester is going to be about, I'd say like an hour outside of Boston. So definitely Belmont Vegetarian, you're one of my favorites, and I'm definitely going to recommend that people go. Okay, so number 7 and number 8 are not full out vegan or vegetarian restaurants, and I think that a lot of you guys might actually have this issue. Like you're gonna go to a place and they're not going to be like full out vegan options or full out vegetarian options. So what I'm gonna recommend are different types of international restaurants. So one that I love here is actually Kaju Tofu House, and it's a Korean restaurant that they used to have in Cambridge and also Allston, but now I think the Cambridge one is going to move also somewhere near Allston. You do have to kind of order certain things off the menu. So for me, I always order the tofu bibimbap and no kimchi, and you know, just tell them that you're vegan, because sometimes some of the side dishes, especially like the kimchi, a lot of the stuff might have like fish sauce in it or like ground shrimp paste, like things that you wouldn't consider. So they're really known for their tofu soup, so they also have a tofu option and then a vegetarian soup-based option. So those are kind of my two recommendations, is the tofu bibimbap and then also kind of the vegetarian or mushroom tofu soup. So number 8, I'm going to recommend Nirvana. Nirvana is probably one of my favorite Indian restaurants in and around the Boston area. It's super clean, it's super modern, and the price is really good. What they actually do is they'll put like a green leaf next to all of the items that are vegan on their menu. So it's super easy to see, it's super easy to discern. And instead of like the typical naan, they'll give you like a couple pieces of the papdis and then also some dipping sauce. So it's kind of like a nice whet your appetite type of thing. I think their food is one of the best. Two of my favorite dishes is going to be the tofu masala, which is kind of like a chicken tikka masala base, but then they put tofu in it instead, and it's just exceptionally, like, it's so delicious, it's so creamy, it's so flavorful and tasty. And then they always give you, you know, like a bed of basmati rice along with some cumin in it, so it's just like a really good meal. And then also the aloo gobi, so that's like with the spinach and the potatoes, and for me that dish never feels too heavy, and I can always have like a lot and then maybe save some for later and then still feel, you know, pretty good about my options. Oh my god, I was just walking back from Harvard Yard and I realized that I forgot Clover. So number 9 is Clover. It is actually like a super casual vegetarian vegan place, and it's like casual fast food. It's like if McDonald's could do vegan food. Inside it's very minimalistic, kind of like clean and a little bit sterile feeling. If you go to the one in Harvard though, it's actually pretty cool because the building was actually, it was a Chinese restaurant before, but before that it used to be kind of like one of the old, I don't know, school dining halls. And when they were renovating the Clover from the Chinese restaurant, they actually dug up the walls and they found the old original tiles around it. And so I definitely have some footages of that. My favorite is actually either they have a good like chickpea burger, chickpea platter, but my favorite is actually the barbecue seitan. And a cool tip for that is actually the barbecue seitan sandwich comes in vegan and non-vegan. So I don't know why they didn't just stick with one version, but it is like some of the best. It's an amazing sauce and they put everything into a pita, so it's very filling and very nice. And oh yeah, and then also the rosemary fries, which are really good, really tasty, and they're super fragrant. So there you go, it's number 9. I'm gonna go back to the original ending. I hope you guys really liked everything, and then I will see you guys soon, okay? Bye! Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this roundup. I'm definitely going to miss Boston a lot. Definitely if you have questions like specific menu items, on specific restaurants that maybe I didn't mention, definitely comment down below. Can't wait to see you guys in London. I'll definitely update you. You know, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat, Twitter and whatnot. I'll definitely update you on that, but I can't wait to see you guys again soon. Bye. Okay, so I forgot about dessert. So this is Fomu. It's in Allston, Massachusetts. It's entirely vegan, and everything is a coconut milk base, and it's absolutely delicious. Not such a big place, but they have like all of the toppings and smoothies and like different flavored ice creams. I got this bad boy over the summer. Foria, one of my favorites, but the peanut butter one is amazing. And they also have like a ton of these ice cream cakes, and then also ice creams for you guys to take home as well, in case you guys like it. So there you go, it's number 10, it's the real end. Goodbye.